Welcome back, guys, to another video on the channel. I'm Usureuk. I hope you're doing okay. And today we've got intermediate level and we're looking at buying. When do we know a card's a good buy? How to look at it, how to interpret a graph, how to find the cheapest solutions on futbin. Looking at lots of different tools in order to help you guys understand when to make your purchasing decisions when trying to trade in FIFA Ultimate Team. So the first thing we're going to look at is fodder, and we're going to have a look at the graphs. We're going to look at 82s, 83s, 84s, etc. What fodder is, it's a term for food, for farm animals, but it's now somehow got its way into FIFA for a while now, and it's probably one of the most used phrases. It basically means cards that aren't demanded above the value of what their card is. So the card is only valued at its use for an SBC. In order, it's a means to an end to get another thing out of it. People aren't necessarily using it for their teams. Of course, that doesn't mean that they're not necessarily used for their teams, but the majority of the price and the supply and demand is just due to whether they're required for SBCs that come out at a particular time. And therefore, if we do get a good SBC one evening and there's no increased supply of cards on the market, so let's say that's on a Tuesday, we know there's no rewards on a Tuesday. We don't think there's going to be a promo normally on a Tuesday. And then there's all of a sudden there's an amazing showdown. I think it was this Tuesday. There's the Man United against Liverpool. Really, really popular teams. Not necessarily the best cards in the world. McTominay and Milner. I'm going to do McTominay as a Man U fan. Anyway, that increases fodder. People go, wow, yeah, let's do it. I'm a Man U fan. I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm definitely going to do that. Doesn't matter what it costs. Fodder goes up. Demand outweighs supply. We come and look at these graphs and we have a look at the daily graph to find out what happens on a day-to-day basis. As you can see, fodder's just been absolutely climbing. They've increased the price ranges now for 84s and I believe 85s, and we are here. It hit 291 yesterday. I invested millions into fodder. We went back in today with rewards, and we saw that obviously Thursday is today. Increase in supply with rewards day Thursday. We have people opening packs from Div Rivals and Foot Champions. That increases the supply on the market of the golds, the 83s, 84s, 85s, whatever it may be, all of them, and therefore they go down. The supply outweighs the demand, so not enough people can buy them, and then people just undercut because they want to get a sell, they want to get the cash, they want to get the coins. What happens then is, this is 7 o'clock, people started opening their packs, and then we really saw a dip when we had Foot Champions rewards as well, both of them being out at the same time, and it hits a low. This is always going to happen from this point onwards, and we don't know yet if there's going to be a promo. From this point onwards, we know it's going to rebound. There is no, the demand starts outweighing the supply. There are still these SBCs in packs. It is midday, nothing's getting removed, and there's only the likelihood of things getting added. So I went back in today after taking out money yesterday at around here on my fodder. I actually took a little bit out here. I didn't sell enough. I made a mistake. I should have just gone all out and sold everything. But we had hundreds and hundreds of cards, and I ended up selling until the early hours of the morning. I probably sold until around this point here at 286, and then I stopped, even though it probably would have been exactly the same even through till the morning until rewards. So it wasn't really a bother that I stopped there. I could have just sold at the same price in the morning. However, instead of selling and panicking during rewards, what I did was I just invested more money into it. And now we get this point on the graph. We can see, and you can take this for anything. This is just an example of how it fluctuates. This is going to continue to rise, and unless we get a loading screen, even if we get a loading screen tonight, I don't think fodder's going to be affected. What we want to happen is we want there to be an icon pack replacing the one that's going to expire, and or any other demanded SBC that's going to require 84s, 85s. The closer they are to the fodder that you've invested in, obviously the more chance they have of going up. On that point, and we're talking about buying here for intermediate level, on that point, what you're going to look for, especially if, and this is to do with Rash investing, if a SBC comes out that is demanding 70 chem, 84 rated, like we saw with the 86 plus, we need to go in on fodder that offers really good chemistry. So you're talking about same league, same nation. And here is the SBC, and obviously look at the formation as well. 84 rated, 70 chem, as I said. Left mid, right back, left back. It's rare to have three centre backs in a formation, a 3-5-2 or a 5-3 something. You normally get four at the back, so we're normally having this left back, right back. But you don't always have a wide formation. It can be a wide or a narrow formation, as you may know. And because of this, we can instantly, when this popped up, I said to myself, I said to the chat, the Twitch chat, we need to buy fodder that is 84 rated team overall rating. Obviously, 85s and 83s are also effective when the 84s become too expensive, and you don't have to put in 11 84s to make this work. But said to the Twitch chat, buy 84 rated offer high chemistry, left mids, right mids, and there's a lot of good link ups. You've got Milan, where you've got and these aren't necessarily wingers, but you've got Brozovic, you've got Eriksson, you've got Nainggolan, you've got Lukaku. They all get strong links. These are the things you want to look at when the chemistry is high. You want to look at what players have strong links. You've also got good Dortmund fodder. You've got Brandt, Guerrero, Sancho, Hummels. You've got a few in there, and Witsel. You've got more. You've got this as well. You've got Atletico Madrid. You've got Saul. You've got Jimenez. You've got Koke. It really is. You've got lots of these strong links in these teams, and then you can sort of put anything else around it as long as you get those foundations. So the chemistry is, when the chemistry is high, you want to be looking at these sorts of players. And obviously, when it's a wide formation, you want to be looking at wingers because they are going to be required. People don't want to be playing a centre mid there and having them off Ken. That's going to make it even more difficult to get that chemistry. So those players are going to rise the quickest. Of course, if a player is out of packs, they're probably inflated anyway. But this is a good moment if they are almost required. Like Parejo, for example, he went up by a lot. He was already going up because he was going out of packs, but because of the SBC, he absolutely flew up. And I don't necessarily advise rash investing in players like that because they've already inflated. But do bear that in mind. If players are out of packs, maybe don't buy into them until you check their graph, which takes us back to futbin. Let's go. So we now know, and I'll quickly show you how, but we now know how to read a graph, and we now know how to find it. You go to market here. This is futbin.com, and all of these will pop up, these headings. You're going to go to market, index, and then you can choose the rating you want. You're going to have a look at 83s. You see, they have dropped phenomenally because of rewards and just, well, double dip here. They should slowly rise, but because the SBC out requiring 84s, the 82s required for the 81 plus team of the week pack. However, for the 84s, obviously, they're not as much required. So they will be hoping, the 83 investors, I've just gone 84, 85s. They'll be hoping for a nice SBC, kind of a repeatable one. You want to see like a team of the week repeatable, 83 rated, 50 chemistry, something like that. They will shoot up once again. Anyway, that is how you go and look at it, and that's how you go and find the index to see on average. That takes into consideration all of them on average. And if you scroll down, you can see what's been affected the most, and what's gone up the most, what's gone down the most in that day. Another way to find out the cheapest players by rating is you want to go over to this little purple icon, and you have cheapest players by rating. This shows you a list. I don't need to explain cheapest players by rating. This shows you who is the cheapest. And here it gives 81, 82, 83, 84. And simply, you can click on this and it will open up a futbin list of all of them. And then you can search different parameters, leagues, for example. So let's say we wanted to go and have a look at the 86s. This has got all the 86s, including the icons. You're going to filter by price, order by price, PS. And if you're on Xbox or Origin PC, you can change that here. I'm not sure if you can see that just behind my webcam where this P is here. For PlayStation, you can just change that there to change the price suited to whatever market you are working in. So then we're going to click this and it's going to order by price. If you click that twice, it will go from the minimum. The extinct ones pop up first. And then we go and see that the cheapest are the goalkeepers here, or the Bundesliga. We've got Müller, we've got Sommer, David Silva, Verratti. Now, you'd think Verratti, David Silva, great fodder, right? Same league, same nation. Verratti even better because he's centre mid. For the SBCs, and this adds on to our point earlier, for the SBCs that are requiring the central midfielders, not CDMs, not cams, so not a 4-2-3-1, for example, or a 4-2-2-2, ones that are like 4-4-2, 4-1-2-1-2, they need centre mids. Centre mids do well because the position modifiers, if you need that one extra chem, nobody wants to spend 2, 3, 4k on a position modifier just to get that one extra chem. Centre mids fly when it's, all other things being equal. They do so much better when we have a formation requiring centre mids and not cams or CDMs. Anyway, going back to having a look at this fodder, you're going to see a lot of goalkeepers pop up and a lot of kind of maybe unwanted fodder. If you're completing SBCs, you might want to know what the cheapest 86 is. You've just seen on your list. If it doesn't matter about chemistry, of course, you just buy the cheapest. But all of the ones that are the cheapest are typically ones that aren't really going to be helpful for your SBC at that point. And that is why they are the cheapest, because people aren't using them and they're not featuring in top solutions. But you can then filter here by whether you need a nation, a particular league, or a particular position, which is all very, very important. So we'll go and click left wing, left mid, left forward. We'll go and find that the cheapest, and actually there is no 86 in the game apparently, gold version. The cheapest 86 rated in the game is Gnabry's inform, which is interesting to note. And yeah, that's just how you filter it. But as we just referred to, and this is going to be our final point, we're just talking about what makes the cheapest solutions to know whether your fodder's going up or what fodder maybe to avoid. Because obviously, if you're looking at this, you're looking at cheaper solutions. If you're buying quick, yeah, you're getting a good price. But a lot of people are going to look, and these are going to change over time. Let's have a look at that 86 plus upgrade, and you can see the price of it going down with rewards and now going back up as fodder goes up. And these obviously have their own interactions. You know, it becomes more obtainable when it becomes cheaper. More people decide to do it, and also when fodder becomes too expensive, less people do it. So everything is kind of interacting with each other. Let's just take the first one, for example. And this is how you look at the cheapest solution. If you want to complete an SBC and you don't really have enough time or you can't work it out, very, very simple way to go ahead and complete your solutions. And of course, if any of the players you invested in make it into the cheapest solution, they are going to go up. What happens when they go up? Of course, you probably want to cash out unless you think at a later date everything's going to go extinct. You cash out then. And then what happens to the other SBCs and the other fodder is when this gets too expensive, this will then drop down to the list around about here. And the likes of this one, which include Verratti and Yedda, still includes Mertens like the last one, and Godin here, different. You will then, if you've got this fodder, you cash in then. And it's a complete cycle. When it gets too expensive, it doesn't become the cheapest solution, of course. And then that fodder will start dropping slightly. So this is very, very important to how and why your fodder goes up in price after we get a well-demanded SBC. So guys, if we do get an SBC like this, or if we get a mid-icon pack or some amazing player SBC, who knows what it may be. If it's high chemistry, think about the formation. What does it require? Is it a wide formation? Then you're going to think about left mids and right mids in particular, because they are in limited supply of high races, as we just saw there with Gnabry being the cheapest 86 rated inform Gnabry for a winger. Look at the rating course, look at the chemistry, look at the formation. Cheapest players. Have a look on Futbin. Find the cheapest players by rating for yourself, if it doesn't matter. All things to consider when investing fodder. Rash investing, because an SBC has just come out. Another thing to bear in mind, which is a limitation of the amount of profit you're going to make, is what is the window I have? When do I sell, and when will there be an increased supply of golds that could potentially make this fodder go down? So normally you want to sell when they stop rising. Now this is no given time limit. This is no fixed time. So it could be 20 minutes after the SBC. It could be 2 hours after the SBC. Typically no more than 2 hours. Really depends if it's repeatable or non-repeatable. Non-repeatable, no longer than 2 hours, I wouldn't say. And you can just keep checking the graphs that I've shown you. Check the index, see how that's doing on average. And also check your individual player prices if you do invest. But the other limiting factor, of course, is this is the Thursday. I've invested at rewards. If there is a loading screen and a promo tomorrow, we know there's going to be promo packs and potentially people opening packs. A counter to this is Team of the Year is just around the corner. How many people are going to be saving their packs compared to how many are going to be opening packs? Relative to a normal promo, less people will be opening, in my opinion, unless it's absolutely incredible promo, than they would on a normal promo. So we shouldn't get as much supply to outweigh the demand, given we get a good SBC. And these are all factors and things I'm going to be talking about in the expert sessions for buying. And it's all about elasticity of demand if you've ever studied economics. We'll be going through a few of that in the expert sessions to try and weigh up and try and figure out exactly how good it is to invest at that given moment. And we do this live on stream, and I say, nah, I don't think it's worth it because of this. Yeah, I do think it's worth it, but you've got to bear in mind this, and this. If this doesn't happen, then we make a lot. If this does happen, etc., etc. So we look at that, and I will do the theory on that in the expert session of how to make coins on FIFA. But this has been a brief summary of intermediate buying methods for Rash investing, for Fodder, how to check prices on futbin, so you guys are well equipped with understanding how to do the SBC yourself for the cheapest price, how to know if your fodder's rising, how to know whether to invest, how to read a graph, etc. Guys, I hope it has been helpful. We have the selling part for this 3-part intermediate series coming very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. If it has been helpful, like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.